YouTube? It's your favorite Steelers family, back with another video going over week 3. And of course, I am Duck, no relations to Hodges. But to my right, you still can't see him, I have
Juice. Luckily, we're talking good news today. Steelers beat the Texans 21-28. My prediction was so close. I said 21 Texans, 24 Steelers. Luckily, Duck was wrong. He said we were going to take an L. It was a bit nerve-wracking how the Texans got 21 points in the first half, but in the second half, we shut them down.
Man, it's alright being wrong sometimes, especially when it comes to the Steelers. Now, Big Ben, he had an alright game. 23 out of 36 attempts, 237 passing yards, and 2 TDs. No interceptions. Ben threw the ball to 7 different pass catchers. And all 4 of our running backs carried the rock.
Man, it looks like our running backs are getting better each week. James Conner had 18 rushes for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. He had an average of 6.1 yards. And my new boy, Anthony McFarland, had 6 rushes for 42 yards and, ready for this, 7.0 average.
Yeah, McFarland looked good. I expect good things from him in the future. Now, Ebron was our leading receiver. He had 5 catches, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. Juju, 4 catches, 43 yards, and 1 touchdown. But Juju, he had a good game. Threw blocks, set up touchdowns. Juju's an all-around team player.
And did you see in the second quarter his wide-open catch? Okay, so moving on to the defense. Mike Hilton had 7 tackles and 1 interception. He was just everywhere he needed to be, and he did an amazing job. Minkah Fitzpatrick had 5 tackles. He's doing all right. TJ had 4 tackles and 1 sack. The Watt Bowl, we came out victorious. We had 5 sacks against the Texans.
Yeah, speaking of the Texans, Watson went 19 for 27, 264 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. That 1 interception, my boy, Mike Hilton. For the rushing, we shut them down. David Johnson had 13 rushes for only 23 yards, 1 touchdown, 1.8 average. That's not going to cut it, man.
Yeah, it seemed like the run game was their weakness. But you know what wasn't their weakness? The passing game. Randall Cobb had 4 catches for 95 yards and 1 TD. While Fuller had 4 catches and 54 yards and 1 TD.
So our O-line gave up 2 sacks, one coming from Carlos Watkins and one from Charles Ominhu. Totally butchered that name, but I'll write it in and you guys can read who it is.
We had a much cleaner game with just 2 penalties, following up after week 2 when we had 10.
It was good to see. Mike Tomlin brought in referees during practice this week so they could have real kind of experience going over what they would call and what they wouldn't call. Now, for the game balls, defensively, I'm giving mine back to Mike Hilton. I mean, you could say that other people deserve it, but that pick really changed the game for us. Now, on offense, I was torn because Ben had a game, James Conner had a game. I think I'm going to give it to James. People doubt him. I mean, we doubted him, and he just keeps proving us wrong. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be the number 1 back.
I'm sort of agreeing with you here. My defensive game ball is going to Mike Hilton. All the reasons you said is what I was going to say. He was just everywhere he needed to be. However, my offensive game ball is going to Big Ben Roethlisberger. He's 38 years old, and he's performing this well.
Oh, you're not wrong. He's performing this well off of an injury. And speaking of injuries, unfortunately, we got bit by the bug. Derek Watt, you really messed up, man. You should have went by DJ Watt. But anyways, Derek Watt is out for a couple weeks with a hamstring. And then Deontay Johnson suffered a concussion. So he's going to be in a protocol, and we got to see how that's going to play out. One person we haven't talked about, Chris Boswell. With all these kickers missing kicks this year, he hasn't missed any. And I guess that's a good thing that we didn't have to talk about him because he's been perfect so far this year. And hopefully I didn't jinx him.
Surprisingly, this is the first time since 2010 the Steelers won 3-0. That was the year we went to the Super Bowl. We lost to the Packers. Can I mention that they're also doing really well? Can it be a repeat? I don't know. But we have 15 sacks out of 3 games. So I think at the end of the season, playoffs or not, 50 sacks will come this year.
50 sacks, man, I hope so. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm saying 60. Now, what I want to see this year, I want to see our secondary step it up. Our front 7 is doing amazing right now, but our secondaries, they're giving up too many big plays down the field.
As you said, our D-line is doing amazing. Stopping the run, getting to the quarterback, pressuring the quarterback, and so on. I also want to see the secondary step it up. The front 7 is making it look easy, while the secondary, as you said, is making sloppy plays. Okay, we're going to roll into predictions right now. We're predicting the Titans game, week 4. I think we're going to pull out to a close game. I'm going to say 28-29. Titans get the dub. It's really upsetting, but what are you going to do about it?
All right, so I think the Steelers are going to have it because I think we're going to be able to stop Derrick Henry, and I don't trust Ryan Tannehill. So I'm going to say 17-24 Steelers with the win. Now, I said Derrick Henry. I think we're going to hold him to under 100 yards, just like we did Saquon, just like we did against the Broncos, just like we just did against the Texans. I think the receivers are going to have big games, but overall, I think Ryan Tannehill is going to throw a costly interception, and I think Minka is going to bring it back for a pick 6.
Ooh, bold prediction. I think Ben's going to have a good game. I've been saying that for the past 3 weeks now, but this time I mean it. He's going to have 291 yards, and James Conner is going to have a good game as well. He's going to have 125 rushing yards. Now that may seem crazy, but he will. Trust me.
Yeah, I can see James Conner having 100 yards again because over the past 3 games, we had a 100-yard rushing. Our first game was with Benny Snell, but after that, Conner's topped 100. When it comes to Ben, I'm hoping to see 2 touchdowns again. I really want to see those numbers up there. Passing yards, I'll say high 200s, maybe around 290 like you said. Our leading receiver, I think it's Juju's game because now defenses could see that Ben will throw it to anyone. And like I said, he threw it to 7 different receivers last game. So defenses don't really know who is going to be the number 1.
My lead receiver, I think, is going to be Chase Claypool. Now, guys, comment down below your score predictions. And if you get it right on the money, we'll send you a terrible towel.
Like you said, you get it right on the money, terrible towel is yours. Well, guys, thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like the video, share the video. Let us know what you like, what we're doing, or what you want us to change, what you want us to see in the future. This has been Steal the Game.
We out.
Here we go, Steelers.